The recent passing of Malcolm-Jamal Warner, widely recognized for his role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has left fans and the entertainment community grappling with grief and a swirl of questions surrounding the circumstances of his death. Warner, aged 54, tragically drowned on July 20, 2025, while on a family vacation in Costa Rica. The incident occurred at Playa Cocos, a beach in Limon province known for its strong rip currents. According to reports from Costa Rica's Judicial Investigation Agency OIJ, Warner was swept away by a powerful current while swimming, and despite efforts by bystanders and emergency responders, he was pronounced dead at the scene. The official cause of death was confirmed as asphyxiation by submersion, deemed accidental following an autopsy conducted on July 22. However, conflicting reports about the events leading to his death, coupled with unverified allegations about his personal life, have fueled speculation and theories about whether there was more to the story than a tragic accident. These inconsistencies, combined with emotional tributes from peers like Regina King and whispers of suspicious behavior from Warner's wife, have created a complex narrative that demands a closer look. The OIJ's initial statement suggested that Warner was not swimming with his 8-year-old daughter at the time of the incident. They reported that he was playing with her at the shoreline before leaving her on the beach to enter the water with a friend. According to their account, Warner and his friend were caught in a rip current, and while the friend managed to escape, Warner could not. Bystanders, including a surfer who had previously volunteered as a lifeguard, attempted to rescue him, but he was pulled from the water without vital signs. Despite over 20 minutes of CPR by the Costa Rican Red Cross, resuscitation efforts failed. This narrative, however, was challenged by Alberth Leon, chief of the tourist police of the Atlantic region, who was present at the scene. Leon insisted that Warner was indeed swimming with his daughter and was attempting to save her when the current overtook him. He noted that the Red Cross treated the girl on site, and she did not require hospitalization, adding that he was perplexed by the OIJ's claim since their representatives were not at the scene. Leon emphasized that the OIJ's information came from interviews with Warner's family, who were also not present during the incident. This discrepancy has been a focal point for those questioning the official account. Initial reports from outlets like ABC News and People echoed the narrative that Warner was swimming with his daughter, with some stating that surfers noticed the pair struggling and managed to save the girl by pulling her onto a surfboard. A 29-year-old Nicaraguan man who attempted to assist Warner was also caught in the current but survived and was treated in critical condition before being discharged. The conflicting accounts, whether Warner was alone with a friend or with his daughter, have raised eyebrows, particularly because the OIJ doubled down on their version despite Leon's first-hand testimony. The lack of clarity about why these narratives differ has left room for speculation, with some wondering if critical details are being obscured. Adding to the intrigue are unverified allegations about Warner's wife, whose identity he kept private throughout his career. Social media posts and online discussions have circulated claims that within 24 hours of Warner's death, his wife contacted a lawyer to change the beneficiary of his estimated $12 million in property and investments to herself. Further rumors suggest she initially refused an autopsy and demanded the immediate release of Warner's body to the family, as well as allegedly preventing his daughter from seeing him one last time. These claims, primarily stemming from posts on X, lack corroboration from credible sources, but they have nonetheless fueled suspicion. For instance, a post by at Art of Dialogue claimed Warner's family reported he went for a solo swim at sunrise, and when he didn't return, his wife alerted authorities, only for his body to be found near a rocky area. Another post by a Proletorio unquestioned the initial report that Warner drowned in a pool, which was later corrected to the ocean, and speculated about his wife's absence during the incident. These posts, while not factual evidence, reflect a sentiment of distrust and curiosity among fans seeking answers. The absence of lifeguards at Playa Cocos at the time of the incident has also drawn scrutiny. The Caribbean Guard, a volunteer lifeguard association, issued a statement on Facebook explaining that their resources were redirected to other beaches, Playa Negra and Chiquita, due to recent aquatic incidents. They described Playa Grande, where Warner drowned, as one of their most challenging beaches due to its strong currents, noting that signs in Spanish and English warn of drowning risks. The organization expressed regret over Warner's death, stating that despite their efforts to save lives, the lack of government support and clear public policies limits their ability to cover all beaches effectively. This explanation, while shedding light on the absence of lifeguards, has done little to quell questions about why such a popular tourist destination lacked immediate emergency resources, especially given the known dangers of rip currents in the area. Experts like Chris Hauser, a professor at the University of Waterloo, have noted that Costa Rica sees roughly 50 rip current-related drownings annually, with tourists making up a significant portion, highlighting the persistent challenge of beach safety. Amid these questions, the response from Warner's ex-partner, Regina King, has added an emotional layer to the narrative. King, who dated Warner from 2011 to 2013, posted a heartfelt tribute on Instagram, writing, "Some people leave a lasting imprint, not just for who they were, but for the energy they carried. I'm sending prayers filled with love and understanding to your family and loved ones. Rest easy, Malcolm-Jamal Warner." She also shared a photo of Warner on a motorcycle, captioning it, "Ride in Power." Her response was notable given their tumultuous history. The pair, who first met in the 1980s as sitcom stars, kept their relationship private, with Warner explaining in a 2011 BET interview that they preferred to shield their personal lives from public scrutiny. However, their breakup in March 2013 was abrupt and painful for King. Sources reported that Warner ended the relationship on Valentine's Day, citing that he wasn't feeling it anymore, and asked King and her son, Ian Alexander Jr., to move out of his home. King later confirmed the Valentine's Day breakup in a U.S. Weekly interview, recounting how Warner sent her flowers with a note saying, "I still love you," which she discarded in frustration. The split left King blindsided, and she expressed reluctance to date again in a 2015 interview with Wendy Williams, citing her busy career. King's grief was compounded by the tragic loss of her son, Ian, who died by suicide in 2022. In a 2024 interview with Robin Roberts, she reflected on respecting Ian's choice, describing grief as love that has no place to go and acknowledging that the sadness would always remain. Her ability to offer a gracious tribute to Warner, despite their painful history, was seen as a testament to her character. However, unverified claims suggest King has privately questioned the circumstances of Warner's death, particularly given the conflicting reports and allegations about his wife's actions. These rumors, while speculative, align with broader fan sentiment on platforms like X, where users have pointed to the inconsistencies and alleged financial maneuvers as evidence of potential foul play. The mention of Warner's supposed interest in releasing theopiles about the elite's child adds another layer of speculation, though this claim appears to originate from vague online discussions without substantiation. No credible reports link Warner to any project or controversy involving elites or sensitive topics, and his recent work focused on his podcast, Not All Hood, which explored diverse facets of the Black community. Warner's co-host, Candace Kelly, paid tribute to him, emphasizing his desire to be remembered as a good person. Other tributes from figures like Viola Davis, Tracee Ellis Ross, Eddie Griffin, and Bill Cosby underscored Warner's impact as an actor and human being, with Cosby comparing the loss to that of his son, Ennis, murdered in 1997. The conflicting reports about whether Warner was swimming with his daughter or a friend, the absence of lifeguards, and the unverified allegations about his wife's actions have created a fertile ground for conspiracy theories. Some fans point to the OIJ's insistence on their narrative, despite an eyewitness account from a police chief, as a reason to suspect a cover-up. Others question why Warner's wife, whose identity remains private, would allegedly rush to secure his estate or refuse an autopsy, though these claims lack confirmation from reputable sources. The emotional weight of Warner's final Instagram post, where he celebrated his daughter's birthday with a flower in his hair, has added a poignant note to the discourse, with fans interpreting it as a symbolic farewell. While the official record points to an accidental drowning in a known hazardous area, the unresolved questions and lack of transparency have left many uneasy. The OIJ's investigation remains ongoing, but without further clarification, the discrepancies and allegations will likely continue to fuel speculation. Warner's legacy as a beloved actor and cultural figure endures, but the circumstances of his death highlight the complexities of navigating public tragedy in an age of rapid information and misinformation flow.